everyone. My name is Puleng Mnyambo. I reside in Evander. I'm a director of a company called CDE Resources. We're operating full-time from Evander and Secunda area. So our company is basically, the core business of a company is training and skills development, but we ventured into doing engineering that is mining related. CDE Resources was registered in 2017, but during that time it was dormant for like a year. And then in 2008, I was running another company with my friend, and then I was not taking much time into CDE Resources because I was still applying for accreditation. Then in 2018, when I started experiencing problems in my previous company, I decided to leave and then focus fully on CDE Resources. So I exhausted all my energy putting the effort in making sure that CDE Resources becomes what it has to be. So I pushed for the accreditation through the assistance of the Center of Entrepreneurship, Rapid Incubator, which initially in 2018, I think it was in November, we were awarded our primary accreditation through MESITA. And then that's when I had to set up new goals about CDE Resources. And in January 2019, that was when our CDE Resources started operating. But for me, I think since young age, I had this passion about training. I remember when I was still in primary, I used to help my classmates with their homeworks, with their assessments that they were struggling, because I was so passionate about sharing information. From primary, I've been doing that. And then in my years of secondary, especially the first and the second year, I had this low self-esteem. So I couldn't express who I was and what I was able to do. So just to highlight, there was a day when we were writing a test. I remember my class teacher saw that actually Puleng is so surprising because I got the highest marks in class, but I was the most quiet person. So that rang as a flashback. Who's this person who can beat the whole class, but we don't even know who she is? Because I was now doing most of the things in the background because I was afraid to come out. It's secondary. There's a lot of stigma around you and all that. So by the way, I grew up in the rural, in Sebokeng, in an informal settlement. I was raised by my grandparents. So I used to visit mom here in Mpumalanga, like in school holidays. So I think the experiences with growing with my grandparents gave me strength because I could see how strong she was. And then the life that I had to live in the Val taught me that one day I want to be something else. I want to make a difference. I saw how we lived in Biketlong, how life was so hard. And I told myself that one day I want to make a difference in this kind of life. And I want to make sure that none of my kids will live the way I lived. So, and then I then grew up, went to secondary in the Val, still visiting Mpumalanga, and then I reached my matric. So I think it was very hard for me growing up because I grew up a very sick person, and I had to always overcome struggles. But then they made me stronger every day. So I was so passionate. Actually, my dream was to become a chartered accountant. I wanted to work in a big bank dealing with figures and all that because I was very good with numbers at school. And then, yeah, so unfortunately life happened. I couldn't get into university because I applied at University of Johannesburg. I was not accepted. And then I tried Wits University, I was not accepted. And then, yeah, I was just frustrated. I wanted to do something after my matric. And then when I decided, okay, I cannot get money to continue at university. So I decided, let me look for a job. And then I will take myself to school and become this chartered accountant that I want. And then I started looking. I remember my first training I went to was in Joburg when I did my call center training. So basically that was just to get me into the market. So I did my call center training within recruitment. And then with the hope that they will place me on the job after that. I was unlucky I couldn't get in. But then I continued applying until I was appointed at Liberty Life. That was my first job. It was frustrating. But the good thing is that I had to learn on how to communicate with clients, on how to bring the business into, how to get business and bring to the company. So I think that experiment, it was the first time it taught me now with what I'm doing currently to be able to say, this is how I'm making sales. But that time it was telephonical. So that's where I got to learn the telephone skills, the technique and all that. And then, so my journey has not been easy. So because there we were getting paid by commission, I was not getting what I was actually wanted. I wanted to have money to go back to school, so that was not doing it. And then I decided, let me look for something else. So I then came to Secunda to stay with my mom full time. And then I started looking for a job. And then the first job I got when I got in Secunda, it was in Greneka LTA. It was a training division of it. That's how I got to mid-training. I met Mr. Inos Mari. He's the one that trained me in terms of administrating training, in terms of doing training itself. So unfortunately, in about 6 months, my contract was terminated because there was rumors that I'm training people without being accredited. And then I think there it was a learning curve for me because having to lose that, but the time I was within a LTA training institution, I got to learn my admin skill when it comes to training was sharpened there, which is something that's working for me currently in CDE Resources. Because I think that time during my 3 months with LTA, that's where I got to learn on how to do certificates, on how to do the training itself, on how the setup looks like, how the filing looks like, and the interaction between the training and the student and the clients. Yeah, so it was a wonderful experience for me. And then when I got fired, it was very painful. But then at least I got to learn few things in that. So in life, you don't give up. For me, I think that was a moment where I was supposed to be broken. Maybe I should have said, yeah, no, I couldn't get to school. And now I'm getting a job, I'm getting fired. I should have stopped there. But then I decided, no, I'm not going to stop. I'll go back to Val and see what I can get. And then I couldn't get a job still, but then I decided I'm not going to sleep. I volunteered in the Youth Advisory Center. It was for a period of like 2 months, volunteering as a receptionist, whilst I was still applying with the bank SETA for a learnership, which I was, they sent me a pre-approval. And then when I was supposed to start, and then they rejected me. So I was supposed to be broken. So I just want to take that as Uti, in whatever that you're going through as a young person, you must keep persevering. You must never give up. Even if when they turn you down, you must never give up. The goal was still one. I want to be successful. I didn't know that one day I'll be successful as a business person, but I knew at the back of my mind, I need to be successful one way or the other because I had these big dreams. You know, I wanted to have my own jet with my own name on it. You know, I would dream this big, and my dreams were so scary that they were even scaring me. But then I just want to say to young people out there, don't be afraid to dream. But sometimes it's dangerous to tell your dreams because then you will get discouraged in the process. And also the system of this world may discourage you as well. Because of what I had to go through as a woman, I had to face abuses that at some point they broke me, but then at some point they built me. Where I am today, I'm stronger because I had to go through a lot. And now that is also helping me to run CDE Resources, to also get into people's shoes that are working for me and taking this journey with them, with understanding. So then in 2019, when we started operating CDE Resources, before CDE Resources started operating, I already had like 3 businesses that failed. But then I never gave up. That's why right now CDE Resources has got a bigger goal. We are going somewhere. But with the effort that I'm putting and the team that I've brought in and the support that they're giving, I know that we're going to go bigger than what we are today. And then, yeah, with the lessons I had to learn, to also the partnerships, that's when I got to meet a white partner who introduced me into the construction business. But then before I got there, how I came back in Secunda. Remember, the volunteering thing was still on, and then the bank sitter didn't take me. So I went back into volunteering. And while I was still busy at the youth center, I received a call from here in Secunda to come back for a job because I was still applying as I was that side. That's when I came back this side. I was actually working at Wimpy as a waitress. So I think in my first 3 weeks, because when I'm off, I would still be applying for a job. And then it was my off day, it was on Thursday, and then I went to the internet cafe to keep emailing as I was doing. And then that's when a gentleman got into the internet cafe and said to me, can you please give me some slots so I can print out my stuff because I'm in a hurry. And remember, I'm looking for a job, and then this guy wants me to take my time from the computer and him to print. But I said, it's fine, you can print. And then he says to me, he's looking at the screen and he says, are you looking for a job? I'm like, yeah, I'm applying. And I'm literally irritated. But I said, yeah, I'm applying. And then while I'm printing the stuff for him. So he got his paper. As he was leaving, he says, maybe one day you'll work in my company. So he speaks that as he walks out. And I'm wondering, did I hear the guy correctly? So I asked him, can I have your number? He says, you already have my details. Because when he was printing, he emailed the document in my email and then for me to print out. So then I went back to my seat, opened the email, stopped what I was doing. And I checked. The guy was a director of a training company. And then that's how I got to get his numbers. I immediately emailed my CV and then took the contacts. Then I left, went back to still working at Wimpy. And I think in a week's time, he phoned me for an interview. And then I got to the company at Matimba. It was still a very small company starting and all that. So they said, now we see potential and then I think you can work with us. So that's how I got to also expand my knowledge in training because I started working at Matimba while it was still a baby. I worked there for about 6 to 7 years working for the same company. And to be quite honest, he is the guy that taught me almost everything that I know about training because he trusted me to run the office, he trusted me to bring in new clients and all that. And he was very tough on me because at times he would tell me that, you know, Puleng, you are limiting yourself because you want to sit with people that are gossiping and all that, but that is not you. There's more to you than what you are saying you are. So just focus and learn as much as you can. So today I can boldly say it's working for me in the company a lot, and I really appreciate his assistance. This experience I had at Matimba and my training and LTA, it gave me strength. I realized I'm actually good in training and I know I can do training. So I think in my journey in the business, when I met the other partner I mentioned, the white guy who introduced me into the construction business, because for me, I was all about, when I have a company, I want to do training. And then I met this guy, says, yeah, I need a black partner. So you've got potential, I can invest. So, and then I said, yeah, because I'm still looking to get into the business. So, and then he brought me on board. Actually, CDE Resources was not initially the company that I registered. I took from him. When we separated, he gave me the company to continue with because he had other 2 companies. So then I stayed in as a director into CDE Resources. And I said, I've got a training idea I want to kickstart into the resources. And then the other companies were dealing with mining and construction. But I realized I was very keen about mining, not construction specifically. And then I decided, okay, let me take this company, introduce the training in it, and then we'll see as time goes. So through him, I managed to meet the other white guy, which is still currently working with me to assist me build this company, this CDE Resources. So I met through him. When they separated in partnership, I was left in the company to continue. So yeah, so basically in my journey when CDE Resources started operating, I was now looking for opportunities everywhere and other training programs that I can do that are business related. Then I managed to be trained by CEDA and I was trained by NYDA. In the process of the mentorship through CEDA, and then I applied for a program in ESCOM, which I was accepted. I was in that program for 8 months. So there, I think I did 8 programs. It was people's management, it was supply chain management, it was shack management, which is my favorite in the whole training. And then we were also doing financial management, yes, and it was the last one was tendering. So I did that program through 8 months, and then the exposure to that information, because it was university level, I graduated, it was when, I think it was 2019. I got all my 8 certificates, including the University of Limpopo certificates. That was in support of the university and ESCOM. So exposure to that knowledge, it's really helpful, because currently we managed to put almost all the systems in place that are running the business. So which is what's making us to be different, which is what's making us as CDE Resources to be a business that we are. So I would like to encourage young people, university or not, college or not, it's doable. Because currently, with what's happening with CDE Resources, people may mistake that I've been in university for years, which I haven't. I'm only currently studying while I run the business. And currently, what I'm studying, it's business management, which I believe it's gonna assist me a lot into making sure that everything runs smoothly and improves with our current system in the business. Because the trainings that I've done through ESCOM, through the assistance of CEDA and the CFER is also assisting, because now we are operating with a better system. We are able to track our day-to-day operations at the office and also at the workshop. We've got paperwork that is put in place, and by the way, I developed most of the paperwork myself, so it's actually very easy to get that work for us in the business. So with what I'm currently studying, I believe it's going to improve the knowledge and also assist me a lot to train my people, because most of them I train them myself, and then when there's a necessity, I send them through to other training institutions so that they can also be upskilled and all that. So with our current state at CDE Resources, we've been picking up actually since from the only part that disturbed us was the COVID, especially in April. In April, we were all flat. We had to go home, we couldn't work and all that. But then it was April, and then in May, we started getting our orders back from the mine. So we're getting most of our business from Evander Gold Mine, and we are still pushing to penetrate other mines that are around before we can expand to other places, because the intention and the goal of CDE Resources is not for us to be just based here in Secunda. We're hoping to expand and go into other provinces, other areas where we can penetrate the mining sector with the training programs and the specialty of mining repairs that we are currently doing. So I believe that the goal of CDE Resources is very big. We're going to create more opportunities for young people, for women, and also for male, because the industry that we're in, we know that it's dominating with male and all that, but we are trying to make sure that we make a difference, that whatever that they know, they give the very same skills to our women to be physically involved into engineering. So I believe in the next coming 3 to 5 years, CDE Resources training provider will have branches that are operating full-time, and then we'll also have workshop space that we are operating and doing repairs for the different mines in the areas where the mines are existing. So we are mostly not doing the outcast mining services. Our services are based on where there's a underground mining involved and the plant itself. So we believe that we're still gonna grow. We're still gonna go far. As CDE Resources team, I would also love to thank them, their commitment and the support that they show towards me as the director, and the belief and the trust that they have towards me that we're gonna make this thing happen. So I would really also love to thank my partners that are always having my back. When I'm struggling, I'm able to go to them and say, hey, we are stuck here, and they're always coming on board. So that is really helping us as a business to grow, because currently we are growing. I think we are now in a full year operation. We are approaching our second year, but we've already now approaching close to 2M turnover, so which is very good for the business. So I believe with the pace that we are picking up now, we're going to do more and we're going to expand. And whatever that we wish as a business, it's definitely going to happen against all odds. I'd also love to appreciate the support that I'm getting from NAFCOG as a business structure. NAFCOG it's not a business forum, it's a business chamber. So it's nationally recognized. We've got branches. So currently I am the secretariat of a NAFCOG branch. So what it does, it's assisting businesses, especially black businesses, to get into the market. We actually knock at some doors that are not opening. While I go as CDE Resources, if it's not opening and I knock on with NAFCOG's cap, we are managing to get those doors open. We are managing to get the stakeholders to sit with us and say, what do you have on your procurement? How you can assist us? What is it that you need from us as NAFCOG? And then we've got like a data of businesses that are local, that are owned by young people, that are owned by women, that are owned by local residents, that are affiliating under the structure. But we are also having the region and the provincial level. And also I'm part of the Local Economic Development Forum, which is the LEDF. So it's also assisting us to penetrate the market, to penetrate, to be able to engage with stakeholders that need to give support to the local businesses through the government support. Yes. So I believe as CDE Resources, with the support that we are getting from the incubator itself, it's really helping us, because we are currently operating from their workshop to do our repairs for the mine. So it makes our lives easier, because we are just close by to the mine. It's cheaper and it's very quick for us to reach our clients. So thank you very much for that. I hope that everyone out there, you will be encouraged. If you want to get into business, do not be afraid. So as CDE Resources, we are here and we are expanding. If you need assistance with any training related, your safety related trainings, we are an accredited provider for all your first aid, HIRA, legal liability, your safety rep, your safety watch. You can contact us. And also we are doing trade test applications for the tradesmen, your mechanical, your pipe fitting, your rigging. We are doing that. So you can contact our office at 017-631-5404 or 078-628-6821, or you can email at emilyc@cderesources.co.za. So thank you very much. That's all from me for now. Bye.